Today we're diving deep into the 10 pivotal figures who made their mark during the mysterious Void Century. Their achievements fill the gaps in our enigmatic history, forming the backbone of the One Piece world. These characters from 800 years ago are shrouded in secrecy, sprinkling hints throughout the narrative, leading us to the story's core. We'll unravel how their legacy impacts our modern-day heroes. If this video brings new insight, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to show your support. Got your own theories? Share them in the comments. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the Void Century, first detailed during Robin's backstory on O'Hara. The scholars of O'Hara deciphered poneglyphs, with Professor Clover positing a hypothesis. He suggested that a great kingdom once existed, but now not a trace of it remains, nor any information about it. It was during this Void Century, 800 years ago, that the current world government came into being. A fierce battle ensued between the Great Kingdom and an alliance of 20 nations, which later formed the world government. Realizing defeat, the kingdom's people carved their will and thoughts onto indestructible poneglyphs. It seems they even uncovered the name of this ancient kingdom. This hypothesis is likely very close to the truth. Not only in O'Hara, but also in Egghead arc, it's revealed that Dr. Vegapunk continued the research on the Void Century. It's a history of war between a highly advanced kingdom and 20 nations, with the victorious nations founding the world government. And they erased any trace of the opposing kingdom's ideology from history. This aligns exactly with O'Hara's scholars' hypothesis. So, we've briefly covered the Void Century from 800 years ago. Now, let's introduce the individuals who lived during that era. The first key figure we're zooming in on is none other than Emu. Even the 5 elders bowed to him, suggesting he's the true leader atop the world government hierarchy. We catch a glimpse of information about Emu during the Reverie arc, where King Cobra sheds some light on him. According to King Cobra, the name Emu was among the original 20 founders of the world government. In another scene, Ivankov also refers to a king named Emu from the Nefertari family as one of the initial founders. It's hard to dismiss this as mere coincidence. Ivankov even touches on the possibility of eternal youth. If there's someone the 5 elders kneel to, could it be that Emu, the original king, has achieved immortality? It's a theory that definitely holds water. But how did he become ageless? A leading theory is the power of the Ope Ope no Mi, which is said to grant eternal youth. If Emu did indeed use the Ope Ope no Mi to become immortal, it begs a question: why was he chosen among the 20 founders? This is a point we'll be keen to follow. Moving on to our second individual based on the theory that Emu achieved immortality through the Ope Ope no Mi, we must consider the fruit's wielder at the time. If Emu underwent the operation for eternal youth, there had to be a surgeon. The Ope Ope no Mi's ultimate technique, the perennial youth operation, grants eternal youth at the cost of the user's life. This fact alone highlights why the world government once tried to buy this power for a staggering 5 billion. In the hands of someone like Doflamingo, who knows about this operation, the user could be exploited mercilessly. The relationship between Emu and his predecessor remains a mystery. It's yet to be revealed whether Emu utilized someone or if the predecessor willingly performed the operation. And here's a thought: have devil fruits been around for 800 years? We'll touch on this later, but it's confirmed they have. Toki, the wife of Kozukai Odin, traveled from 800 years in the past to Odin's time using her abilities, solidifying that devil fruits existed back then. This confirms that the devil fruit had already existed for 800 years. Our third person of interest with the ties to Emu is Queen Lily. We get the scoop from King Cobra himself. Queen Lily reigned over Alabasta 800 years ago, and while she was one of the initial 20 kings, she chose not to become a celestial dragon and stayed in Alabasta. However, she never returned to Alabasta. Her younger brother took the reins. King Cobra has been eager to learn more about Queen Lily. The 5 elders refer to her as the sole betrayer who remained in the lower realm, suggesting they have something to hide regarding her. She could be deeply entwined with the Void Century. Another twist is her full name, Nefertari D. Lily. Yes, she bears the name D, a name historically opposing the world government. It's revealed in the story that it was Queen Lily who scattered the poneglyphs across the world. it wouldn't be surprising if both Imu and the Five Elders harbor a grudge against her. The mystery deepens around why Queen Lily, a D, was part of the 20 Kingdoms. Was she born into a family carrying the D, or did she marry into it? The secrets of D, like those of the Trafalgar family, are many and well kept. The D didn't just appear out of nowhere. If part of a grand kingdom, they must have wielded considerable power. It must have been incredibly difficult to hide such a legacy. I can't wait to see this unfold towards the story's climax. Our fourth character to discuss is Joy Boy. While we haven't seen him depicted in the story yet, Robin revealed that his name is inscribed on the poneglyphs. King Neptune from Fishman Island also mentioned Joy Boy as someone who lived during the Void Century. The poneglyph text was an apology for not fulfilling a promise to the fishmen. In the Wano country arc, Zunisha, who once accompanied Joy Boy, awakens to the sound of Luffy's heart and mentions Joy Boy's name. I hear the drum of liberation. After 800 years, Joy Boy is here, Zunisha. This implies that Joy Boy might have once eaten the gum fruit and awakened its power. The name Joy Boy is passed down like legend among certain characters, and it's theorized that he was historically erased due to defeat by the allied 20 Kingdoms. Perhaps Joy Boy was a pivotal figure during the Void Century. The fifth character isn't exactly a person, but rather Zunisha, the giant elephant mentioned alongside Joy Boy. Thanks to Momonosuke's ability to hear its voice, we've learned quite a bit. Zunisha has been alive for over millennia, walking ceaselessly as punishment for a past crime, forever following orders. We also found out that Zunisha was a comrade of Joy Boy who committed a crime 800 years ago. However, the nature of their crime remains unknown. In the story, Zunisha offers to fight alongside Momonosuke, but leaves upon hearing his decision not to open Wano's borders yet. Sukiyaki, Odin's father, hinted that opening the country means breaking down barriers to unleash the ancient weapon Pluton hidden underground. And this act of breaking down barriers could very well be Zunisha's role. As indicated by Saint Nusjuro, one of the Five Elders, who remarked, "So there will be no opening, Wano remains an impregnable fortress." Living for over 1,000 years means Zunisha likely knows much about the Void Century, making it an incredibly significant character. The sixth figure is a mermaid princess, not Shirahoshi, but the one from 800 years ago who is believed to have been the ancient weapon Poseidon. Poseidon refers to a mermaid from the fishman race. Poseidon born only once every few centuries with the power to command sea kings. In modern times, Princess Shirahoshi possesses this formidable power. King Neptune himself warned that it's a power capable of destroying the world. It's said that when someone capable of guiding this power appears, it will bring about a great transformation in the world. This guide is believed to be Joy Boy, making the promise between him and the mermaid princess from 800 years ago extremely significant. Moving on to the seventh, we have the Lunarian race, known from King, Kaido's right-hand man. Characterized by black wings, dark skin, and white hair, we learned from King's battle with Zoro in the Wano arc that their skin hardens with flames on their backs, boosting their defense. Queen, another of Kaido's top brass, referred to Lunarians as monsters capable of surviving in any natural environment. But why do we think Lunarians existed 800 years ago? Well, it's not spelled out in the story, but Marco once mentioned in a conversation with Whitebeard that above the red line is Mary Giossi. Queen also mentioned that the Lunarians were once called gods. Hearing this, Marco noted that a fire-breathing race lived above the red wall. This suggests that before the celestial dragon settled on the red line, Lunarians might have resided there, implying they were around even 800 years ago. Scenes between King and Kaido hint that Lunarians, too, were waiting for Joy Boy, linking them directly to the Void Century. Given the fragmented information we have, it's safe to say that they played a significant role during that mysterious era, and that their history is something the world government likely wants erased. The fact that the Lunarians, who could survive any environment, are now extinct raises intriguing questions about how and why they vanished. And the eighth person is not a person, but the Kozuki clan. In the series, Nekomamushi stated that the poneglyphs were crafted by the Kozuki family, who were stonemason artisans 800 years ago. This reveals that the Kozuki clan, who created the poneglyphs to preserve the thoughts of an ancient kingdom, were indeed allies of that kingdom. Odin, after learning about the Void Century, attempted to open Wano's borders. Thus, the connection between the Kozuki clan, Pluton, and the Void Century becomes a fascinating point of interest. Ninth in line is Toki Amatsuki, Odin's wife, believed to have traveled from 800 years ago. She was 26 when she met Odin, but claimed to have been born 800 years earlier. Thanks to the power of the time fruit, she came from 800 years ago. Definitely a pivotal figure, right? Toki aimed for Wano because it was her parents' homeland, despite the time fruit one-way trip to the future. Now, why did Toki want to reach Wano? It's only hinted that her parents hailed from there, but the full reason remains a mystery. Odin, who reached Raftel with Roger, hinted to Toki about something 20 years in the future that she might desire. Unfortunately, we're left hanging as Toki stops him before he can finish. But the uttered syllable mu might just be a crucial clue. What does mu signify? We're all eager to unravel this mystery. And lastly, the 10th, or rather a robot, is the Iron Giant stored at Egghead. Vegapunk described this colossus as a legendary giant that attacked Mary Geosi 200 years ago, but was actually created 900 years prior. The giant's assault on Mary Geosi failed due to the lack of power, causing no real damage. What kind of power could drive such a massive frame? This power source remains undisclosed in the story. Vegapunk claims that recreating this power with modern technology is impossible and would lead too close to the ancient energy source. So this power could be related to the Void Century or the Lost Kingdom. Pursuing this energy, Vegapunk now risks being erased by the government. Considering it was built 900 years ago, there's a chance it was operational 800 years ago, making it a likely inconvenient truth for the world government. Let's wrap up with a summary of all the characters we've discussed. The 20 kingdoms allied with Emu emerged victorious against what's believed to be the lost kingdom of the D clan, erasing both its existence and ideology from the world. Realizing their imminent defeat, the D clan entrusted the Kozuki family to create indestructible poneglyphs to preserve their history. These poneglyphs were then scattered across the globe. From what Joy Boy and Zunisha have said about committing a crime 800 years ago, it's fair to conclude they were allies of the D clan. Joy Boy, in particular, had made a certain promise to the mermaid princess, who was Poseidon at the time. Unfortunately, he couldn't fulfill his promise and left an apology inscribed on a poneglyph. The story is bound to tie up these loose ends, and the prospect of uncovering the full truth is incredibly exciting. With plenty of mysteries still to unravel, and likely more twists ahead, we can't take our eyes off the unfolding tale. This channel posts summaries, explanations, and ranking videos related to One Piece. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.